touch base with you later because we are in the thick of earnings season and we have a company that has posted outstanding numbers joining us, Havells. Of course, the Q4 is brilliant because we were comparing also to a Q4 which was a little limp last year. March was completely a washout. But it's not just Q4. Havells full year EBITDA has gone up from 1,027 crores to 1,565 crores. That's a 50% jump. This is an outstanding set of numbers. Of course, the difficult days lie ahead. So let's invite Anil Rai Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director of Havells. Good morning, Mr. Gupta. I'm going to gloat over your Q4 numbers and FY performance a little later. First, I want to ask you, what is the current situation? Your strong performance of getting the informal sector share and, being able to save margins, improve margins. Q1 is going to be very tough, you think. What is the demand situation in the last 8 weeks?
Well, the Q1 actually started off well. In fact, the first 15 days of Q1 started off just like the similar growth momentum that we were seeing in the second, third, fourth quarter. Obviously, after the 9th, 10th April or mid of April, things started looking bleak with the whole COVID-2 situation, the second wave. And I think the entire country was engulfed in this whole health scare, which is still prevalent, I would say. And rightly so, the government in most of the states did a lockdown. And it is not as severe a lockdown as last year. However, practically most of the shops are closed and, the entire sales which happen are down to quite a trickle. So I believe now that the second wave is waning off, things should start getting better. By the month of June and the second quarter, things should start looking up. So this was required. I know this is not great for companies, but I think for the country it was required, and we did the right decisions.
Okay, so things should start looking up from June onwards. That is optimistic. Mr. Gupta, I'll come back to demand in a bit. I wanted to ask you about the inflationary pressures, because if you look between Q3 and Q4, your margins contracted 80 basis points as inflation set in, and you have cautioned about the inflationary commodity costs going forward as well. What would the overall margin impact be, say in the first half of FY22?
Well, there are two things. One, we've always maintained that any increase in raw materials are generally passed on to the consumer, whether increase or decrease. And usually it happens with a bit of a lag, because in distribution the material goes. And so with the kind of sharp increases in the third and fourth quarter in raw material, there was a time gap. And I think that is the reason for some margin contraction in some of the product categories. Some of the product categories actually saw a margin expansion. But these would normalize over a period of time. Once the raw material prices start stabilizing, even at a high level, if they start stabilizing, these margins would come back to normal. And I believe in the second and third quarter, we will start seeing normalized marginal levels in all the business categories. So, but again, you asked this question about the first half. It's very difficult to predict because of the first quarter, the demand slackening here right now. But once the demand comes back to normal, things would come back on normalized margin levels.
Mr. Gupta, we just had a discussion with people who finance in rural areas. We were speaking to MMFSL and Ujjivan, and they're pretty worried about the repayability and even loan demand in rural areas. What is your rural market exposure? What percentage of sales comes from there? And any thoughts on how demand has shaped up, will shape up?
Well, till last year, the rural market was really thriving, and we made our foray into rural markets only a couple of years back, but we expanded distribution to more than 2,000 towns. And this is when we say rural towns. So there we expanded our distribution, and we reached a level of, with 100% growth last year, almost 4 to 5% of our overall consumer sales. So it's still a small number, but I think it has still had its great potential. Yes, it is in stress right now, but it still has great potential for the company's growth in the future.
Okay. Can you also give us a split between your switchgears, cables, and the consumer products? How have the two behaved in these last 8 weeks of stress? And even for that matter in Q4, which is the business showing greater traction?
So let's look at the last year. If you see post-lockdown, the consumer and residential part of the business, which is 75% of our business, contributed good growth in the second and third quarter. And in fact, the infrastructure and industrial part, which is professional luminaires, industrial switchgears, power cables, they actually, which is 25% of the business, that was showing degrowth, in fact, in the second and third quarter. It was in the fourth quarter that we started seeing investments in private capex as well as government infrastructure, and we started seeing growth in the month of January and February. Obviously, March was a washout last year, so on a low base, it was very high growth. But we actually started seeing growth in industrial infra in the fourth quarter as well. Even that was continuing. The project sales is still continuing in the first quarter as well. So going forward, I think what we saw as a sluggish demand in the second and third quarter in industrial infra should come back once post the lockdown. It should come back to normalized levels.
Okay, I wanted to talk a little more about the consumer segment, because of course everyone associates Havells with fans and lighting systems, but you're into so many other categories, right? Whether it's appliances, switches, water heaters, air coolers, pumps. And now, as people are spending more and more time at home, I assume that investments into all of this has gone up. Within the consumer segment, where are you seeing the highest amount of demand, and what kind of growth do you expect?
Actually, if you see last year, the growth in consumer durables, electrical consumer durables, has been the highest amongst all product categories. So fans saw a lot of growth. Domestic appliances, we witnessed a huge growth. Products like personal grooming, water heaters. So this part of the product category, rather than the installation products, actually grew faster. But even the installation products like switches and sockets and certain amount of refurbishment in the houses started happening, and then the housing sales started happening from the third and fourth quarter. So the entire consumer and residential business segment, we actually saw good growth, but more so in the electrical consumer durables like fans, water heaters, appliances.
Okay, Mr. Gupta, I want to revisit the margins question that Sonia was asking you. There is no let up in consumer in raw material prices, and if you're facing a demand that is not all that robust, would you not have to give away some margins in the coming quarters, this and the next at least?
Well, actually, if you see in the fourth quarter, there has been some let up in the margins in consumer durables, a little bit on lighting and a little bit on switchgear as well. So yes, there is, but this is more because of a time lag. In our kind of product categories, I would say that there in every disruption there are more opportunities for market share gains rather than actually market share declines. Even in the entire last year, if we see, not only did we see market share gains from the unorganized to the organized, but we actually saw within the consumer categories, we saw market share gains for Havells, and that is precisely because of consumers were moving towards higher trusted and higher quality products. Unlike what we were thinking, they would actually downgrade their product specification requirements. In fact, they upgraded themselves. The foray into many new product categories, as well as deeper into distribution. So I would say that going forward, after the second wave also, there could be opportunities for market share gains, which could help in retaining the margin levels in most of the business segments.
Fair enough. You're getting more of the informal sector business, I would assume. Just a very quick question. This 1,000 crores becoming 1,565 crores just takes your breath away. What is a normalized expectation for FY22?
Well, FY22 right now, I would not give any guidance because we need to see how the demand pans out in post wave. But last year, it was also augmented because the demand came back strongly. And there was control on expenses on A&P as well as other expenses like travel expenses also. But there was a lot of restructuring of bad costs and good costs were looked at, bad costs were taken out, technology adoption started happening. So I would say going forward, we do expect that there will be if we compare with 1920, there will be margin expansion, and some of the costs which have been taken out in the last year would be sustainable, and some of the costs will come back, like advertising promotion. Like in third, fourth quarter, we were back to a normalized advertising promotion levels.
That's a very strong guidance, qualitatively speaking, that you will be able to keep margins and improve them even at a time like this. Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta, and many congratulations for putting behind you a very strong year. Of course, the stock market also has already rewarded the stock, trading at 45 times. It is expensive. We'll take a quick break and we're going to come back. And like we told you, previews, we may not be able to get all the 4 companies, but we will get you some of the important previews of results this later today.